Today's weather is not actually at the brightest. In fact, there's rain. That is why everywhere is cloudy. And my light, for some reason, went off. I forgot to charge it. But I just told myself that this video has to be made because we have to put a stop to this. In today's video, I'm going to be doing more of my hand because I just fixed my nails. So I'm going to be doing three things at the same time. I'm actually going for one of my friend's sister's matriculation. So I have a matriculation to attend today, and I'm going to be doing my makeup, a very simple look for that. And I'm going to be having my breakfast. I have here my egg roll and my better malt. So first things first, today we are going to be talking about how I, as a person, overcome men. How I handle guys that come to me asking for my hand in friendship, even when they can clearly see that I have a ring on my finger, or even when I tell them that I am happily and honorably married. This whole piece of idea was actually inspired by my friend. I'm going to be doing my makeup, as I said earlier, while I describe to you all of this. So I and my friend were having a discussion, and in this discussion, my friend was telling me how, okay, my friend is in a serious relationship. She's in a serious relationship with her fiance, because I can say that they are fiance now, because the relationship has gotten to a stage where both of them, they know their family members. Not just knowing their family members, they have already started talking about how they want their home to be. They've already started making plans for the future. So they already know that they're going to be getting married. And my friend was telling me how men have been coming after her, which is normal for any fine girl. Even though you are not fine, most men, they don't have shame, they don't have pride, they just go for anything, provided you are a girl, you are wearing a skirt or you're wearing a gown, like provided you have what they want. My friend was telling me that she's just so tired of how men are just coming after her every day and every time, that she has told them, of course, that she's not single, that she has somebody, and they keep telling her that, oh, it does not matter, has he gotten married to you, why do you want to, because of you are in love with one guy, you now ditch me, that kind of thing. So she said that she's tired of telling them that she has a boyfriend, that in fact she went ahead to buy a ring and she was wearing it on her marriage finger, like the normal finger. She was wearing it there just so that when they come, she'll tell them that she's married. But she now went ahead to tell me that even when she tells her that she's married, they still do not agree to the term that she's married. They still tell her that even though you're married, we can still be friends. I mean, was where her confusion actually was. So she was asking me, even as I am married, if people still come for me, and what do I tell them, what do I do? And that is actually why I am making this video, because I know that it is not actually very easy. Now, men, as I said earlier, some of them, most of them are so, I don't want to use a very harsh word, or I don't want to use something that is very demeaning, but most men do not actually have shame. Shame and them is very far. Well, what I'm trying to do now, of course, is my concealer. I'm just trying to blend that in because I'm doing like a no makeup. When I was still dating my boyfriend, or when I and my husband now we're still dating, when we became serious, like seriously serious, when we are cutting now, he used to tell me that there is no need for me to continue giving guys my number, because I have seen that we are no longer dating. We are now planning the future together. So it will be very unwise for me to still be giving guys my number. And because I'm a very stubborn girl, you guys have no idea. Because I am a very stubborn bitch. Because people look at me, I don't know whether you perceive calmness and quietness, but that's not true. I'm stubborn to the core. Because I'm a very stubborn girl, I used to tell him that he shouldn't worry, that I can give as much guys as I want my number. The major thing is I know that I don't like them, or I know that like we're just not doing anything. Like I already know who I want, so it does not matter whom I give my number. So after that time, actually, I used to give people my number, because most guys can be very, very, very annoying. They can be clingy. They can be like a pest. They can be like a fly. When they come to you and they tell you that you should give them your number, you tell them no, and then you give them your reasons. They'll be like, that your reason is not reasoning. So they still want the number. So as at that time, what I do is that when they come, I don't even argue with them. I just tell them, you want my number? Okay, take the number, and I give them. And what I do is that once I give them the number and they call, and I make sure that this is their number, I just block them automatically, and that one goes. Another one will come. I'll still use the same thing. I give you my number freely and willingly. You call me, I save your number, or I get your number on my phone and I block you. So that is what and how I used to do that time I was still dating my husband. But when we got married, I just told myself, like, I just knew that it was a different ball game entirely. It is not the same trick I was using when I was single that I will still be using now that I am married. I mean, it does not make any sense. So these days, when guys come to me and they ask me for my number, I just straight away tell them that I'm married. Of course, they see the ring and they know you're married. So when they come and then they tell me, hello, can I get your number? I just straight away tell them that I'm not like, I cannot give you my number. There was one that happened that I was shocked. Like, I used to hear stories, people, I mean, as I am now, I'm still very young, like I'm still very single. The only thing that can make you know that I am married is the ring. That's the only thing. Like, I don't have a child, I'm not out of shape or so. Even people that are out of shape, they are still toasting them. Even people that, like, you can clearly see that this person has a ring, this person is pregnant, they are still toasting them. Talk less of me that I'm just there. So there was this one that actually shocked me. Like, okay, this one is not the most shocking. The one that shocked me one day was I went out. I told you guys, I don't know, but I shall mention that this my house is a frustration engine, that I don't upload videos from my house because of how the network is so bad. So on this particular day, my husband was not around and I needed to upload a video. And me uploading a video means I have to leave this house. I have to just go to any place that there's network. It's either I go to sit and eat, or maybe go to a place where I can maybe buy something to drink. I also have to go alone because I have to upload that video. So I decided that I didn't want to go out to maybe sit and eat or drink. I just wanted to just roam around my streets, and then I'll get network and I'll upload the video and I'll come back. I didn't even mention it is easier for me to do that because I use my phone to export my videos. I use my phone to do everything. I don't actually use a laptop. I think if I was using a laptop, it would have even been messier because I have to be carrying a laptop everywhere I go. But thank God I'm using my phone. So on this particular day, I went. Normally, I was roaming around my streets just looking for the network and making sure that I am there and the network is okay. Now, this guy approached me. There were actually two, him and another person that he claimed was his uncle. And they came to me. He came to me actually. His uncle was waiting for him. And he came to me and he told me, hello, fine girl. What's your name? Me now, I was trying to be polite because that place that I was more like a lonely road. It was just me, him, and the other guy. So it is a road that they can just snatch my phone and nothing will happen. He will just snatch the phone and run. And what I'll be doing is shouting to pursue him, which I was not ready for. So when he came and then he said, hello, fine girl, what's your name? I looked at him and I reluctantly told him my name. And he goes ahead to say, oh, you look so pretty. Do you stay around? I told him, no, I don't stay around. I stay very far. He said, oh, you stay very far. So what brought you this place? So what brought you to this place? I told him nothing. So you saw that I was like answering reluctantly. Then he asked me, can I get to know you more? Can you be my friend? Like, I was wearing my ring. Oh, can you be my friend? And I looked at him and I looked at my ring and I was like, I'm married. And he was like, oh, fine, that's beautiful. I like people that are married. In my mind, don't jump. When he just said, I like people that are married, my jaw just dropped. And I'm like, okay, what do you want? He said, I just want you to be my friend, nothing more. So I'm now going that I don't actually want friends. The ones that I have, I am even planning on discarding them. So I don't want new ones because I know you're not, I like, it's not going to work. You're not even going to get the benefit of friends. He said, what benefit are you talking about? I'm just talking he was not telling me that, what benefit are you talking about? I just want somebody that will be talking and gisting and laughing. I told him that that is it, gisting and laughing. I don't have time for gisting and laughing. I'm so busy. Moreover, I have my husband. What makes you think that I cannot just laugh with my husband? Why are you thinking that I need somebody else? This my bros look very funny, but trust me, it's going to come together. And because of how lonely that road was, he was now walking towards me. I was like, excuse you, what are you, why are you coming close to me? I told him, I told him, why come close to me? No, like, nothing. I just want us to be friends. So at that point, I had to run. I actually ran that day, and that was how I escaped that guy. I don't know what would have happened if he had come close to me. Like, there was nothing that would have happened actually, because it was a main road. But the most that would have happened was maybe he would have dragged my phone and ran away. That would have been a case of theft. But I was actually able to just overcome that guy that day. And I just knew that time that that particular one was a psychopath. He was a boy. I'm not a guy. He's not even everybody that we are even supposed to be classifying as being a guy. Another experience I had another time that I was like, do these things really, like, what is this? I was in the bus one day. I was coming back from the market. I was very tired and frustrated. I was alone. I was so tired. I had a lot of things in my hands. I was carrying up to like four little cho bags, and it was so tiring for me. So I just entered the bus and I sat down, and there was this man that was sitting behind me. That man, if I'm not, I'm just looking at my mic. That man, if I'm not mistaken, that man should be in his 40. It should be 40, 45, because he looks a little bit older. He's an older man, and the man is married. So I noticed that ever since I got into the bus, he was just looking at me, looking at me, looking at me. I was wearing my ring. I wear my ring these days because if you don't wear a ring, you have lots of distractions. So if you wear the ring, there are still going to be distractions. But at least if there are 10 men that are supposed to come after you if you don't wear your ring, if you wear your ring, they'll reduce to at least 5. So wearing the ring is something I don't even play with, because I don't even have, like, I find it very stressful and irritating to start telling somebody like to. So I just noticed that he was looking at me, looking at me, looking at me, and because I knew he was looking at me, I was just looking away. I didn't even want the two of us eyes to jam, because I know that the next thing he will foolishly do is to do me like this, and I'm not even. I'll just look back at you in a very weird way. So he was looking at me, looking at me, looking at me, and the people in the bus were highlighting from the bus. I don't even know if he was supposed to have highlighted before me, but I just noticed that he was just there waiting for everybody to come down from the bus, and everybody eventually came down from the bus, and it was just the two of us, me, him, and the driver. So when he noticed that it was just me, him, and the driver, that was when he seized the opportunity to open his thinking mouth and tell me actually what he had in his mind. I'm looking for my powder. I have my powder now. When he saw that it was just me and him, that was when this man opened his mouth to say that rubbish he had been conceiving in his mind. He told me, like, his rings were there and my rings are there. He looked at me and he told me, I want us to be friends. And the first thing I did was laugh, because when I see these stupid men coming to me, when I see these stupid men coming to me, it is just so funny and ridiculous at the same time. And that is the more reason why, I don't know, I made a video, like, I don't know if I posted that video, but I shall mention that these days I don't like to go out with my bare hair. Like, I have weaving on, but I don't like to go out with my bare hair because it makes me look too small. And if I go out looking too small, it gives them the opportunity to come and talk to me anyhow, because they feel like I'm a small girl. So when I'm in my best, I used to look like a very rude and serious auntie. So it does not give them as much privilege, even though they come, but at least they don't come to me like a small girl. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes a lot of sense to me. So when this man said, I want us to be friends, first of all, burst into laughter. That laugh must have been very embarrassing to him, because I could tell from his facial expression that he was so embarrassed. But because he had already embarrassed himself firstly, He couldn't just take back his words. So I looked at him and I was like, I am happily married. I don't know about you. That must have been so painful to him and embarrassing at the same time, because he just looked at me in a very weird way and he just went. And I was beginning to wonder, what is this? Like, why would you? Had it been you were not even wearing a ring, I would have been okay. Okay, yeah, one of those stupid men that sees. I would have been okay. You're one of those stupid men that sees a girl with ring, and then you come asking to be to be the spoiler. You want to come and spoil them. That was how I would have looked at him. But because he too was wearing a ring, I just looked at him and I was like, I am happily married. I don't know about you. And it got him so embarrassed. I could tell from his facial expression that he was so embarrassed, and he must have wished that he did actually tell me what he told me, because that was a big mess. But then one day while I was scrolling through TikTok, I saw a post that some married women were sharing their experiences on how they treat guys that come to ask you to be their girlfriend. And that was where I actually knew that some women can be very insane. Like, so while I was reading that post, the post was like, the post was saying, married women, how do you treat men that come after you? And I saw some married women that were actually commenting, and one of them said, where is that my book? Let me read it exactly the way it is. She said, when they come to me, I flirt because my husband too does it. I was like, eh? Your husband don't collect stray bullet. So this woman is trying to tell us that she is flirting, like when single guys come to ask her all those rubbish questions, she to just play the ball accordingly, just go with the vibes because her husband too does it. And I'm like, where is your integrity as a human? I'm not even trying to preach or motivate anybody, but I feel like it is very, very unwise for you to pay evil with evil. In this case, you're talking about marriage. You're not even talking about relationship. If you are in a relationship with somebody, like if the person is your boyfriend, you are doing boyfriend girlfriend relationship, and then you say he cheats and you want to cheat, it is a very different thing. Like, I can even understand that. I don't understand it though, but I can at least just understand that. But once you're talking about marriage, and then you're saying he's cheating, so therefore I as a wife I'm going to cheat, it just doesn't make sense, and it speaks so low of the person. Well, I don't know how other people do it, but I just feel like it just doesn't make sense. And what will I do? I just read the message and I just laugh because that woman is being dramatic. I don't know if it is true, because sometimes these people can be doing this thing just for cruise. I want to use my creamy blush today. I want to use a powdered blush to just blush that up. So I kept scrolling and I saw another comment that says, when they come for me, I agree to date them. I go out with them, but I don't get intimate. I just want to have the feeling of what it feels like for another man to be telling me nice things. You see, if you're a guy and you're watching this and you're married, you see why it is very, very important for you to always remind your wife that she's beautiful, or she's this, or she's that. But that shouldn't actually be enough reason for somebody to actually cheat. I don't know. I don't know if that is enough reason, but to me, I feel like that is actually not enough reason. You just miss the days where your husband was toasting you and taking you out and telling you sweet things, and you feel like it is nice for you to have another man tell you that, and then you end up going out with that man. But she added, child, that she don't get intimate with them. But while I was in nursing school, like while I was reading my anatomy and physiology, I heard that the heart is an organ that is under involuntary control. You cannot control the activities of the heart. You cannot tell the heart what to do and what not to do. So even though you don't want a particular thing, Even though you don't want to fall in love, your heart might fall in love. In fact, many times, that is why you see that most women, they end up falling for people that they don't actually love. They might be there collecting the guy's money, doing this, doing that, telling themselves that they might not get, like they might not fall in love with the person. But at the end of the day, you start giving your reasons, yourself reasons why you should fall in love with the person. You start telling yourself that this person has done so much for me. Let me just pay him back by falling in love with him. And that is how you end up making a very big mistake that can cost you many things in your relationship and even in your life. For this case, this woman is trying to jeopardize her marriage by going out with a guy just because she misses the good old days. Like, you miss the good old days. Who is not telling you that your husband too does not miss the good old days he used to spend with you? And if your husband does the same thing to you, how are you going to cope? How are you going to feel? That is one thing I feel like people should ask themselves, and that is why people end up doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. Just ask yourself, if this thing that I'm doing now, if my husband gets to do this, if my partner gets to do this thing, this exact same thing to me, can I take it? Can I take it? Will I die? Like, will I hang myself? Can I cope with this? I think that that is what many people do not understand, and that is why they keep getting into trouble. If you are such person, I beseech you to desist, to run away, flee from such character. It is the character for the gutter. But that is very, very unfair to your partner for you to say that you miss the good old days and then you want to see. It doesn't even make sense. Well, I know that many people have their own different approach to solving problems, and that might be our own approach to solving our own problem. But then that is not the ideal way to solve a problem. For me, I feel like that is not even an issue at all. That is not nice at all. So it shouldn't even come into your sense. Like, you shouldn't even think about it in the first place. When I just see men that do this kind of thing, when I see a man that goes for a married girl, especially, it is a different thing for you not to know that she's married and then you are coming after her. But once you know that she's married and then you come after her, I just look at you as a boy, because age is just a number. You might be old as you are, but your idea, your thoughts, your actions just shows that you are just a child. So if you are a child, I'm just going to treat you like a child once and for all. I'm just going to shout at you in a way that you'll be embarrassed. I'll be embarrassed. All of us will be embarrassed in that same place that we are, because everybody has to look at us like people that are both embarrassed and people that are both mad. So set with my lash. Some boys have guts. There was a day I was with my husband somewhere, like you can clearly see that this person is with her husband, because you're seeing me with a ring and you're seeing the person with if it is different if you don't see us with ring, right? Like, we're not with our ring, or you see him with a ring and you don't see me with a ring, it's very different. But you see me with a ring, you see him with a ring, and I don't know how I managed. Sha was looking around, and I, my eyes and his eyes clicked, like our eyes jammed. And the next thing this bitch did was, I was just like, is this for real? So I'm done with slashes. I'm going to fix the slash. This eyelash was actually very um somewhat difficult to fix. It was actually somewhat difficult to fix because of my nails, but I was able to maneuver and do that. I'm going to spray. That particular day I experienced that rubbish. I was like, how is this even possible? But it just made me know that some men actually do not have shame. It's not like I don't know that some men are worthless, like some boys are worthless. It is just a reconfirmation that many people do not actually care about whether you are married or not. When you're not married, they tell you, oh, you're not married, just give me your number. After all, he has not married you. And then when he still marries you, they'll still look for another thing to say. When you're pregnant, God, they'll just wait for you to give birth, and then they will come and start wanting you to be their girlfriend. I don't know the idea of them wanting to be friends with somebody that is married. What do you really want us to be talking about? Like, what do we have to talk about? What are we going to be talking about? Like, what and how? How? Did I tell you I was bored? You're a married woman. Please let us know the best trick that we can be using to stop these guys, because I don't know. I seem not to understand how they really want. I don't know the grammar to use, but I don't know what else they want you to say for them to just stay off. Well, I just decided to come share this particular short clip with you guys, and also to hear from your own experience. What are your thoughts? How have you been coping? I didn't even brush my hair and I'm done. No. Let me brush this hair so that I'll be looking as if I've done this makeup. So let me know, guys, how do you cope with all these men as if you're married? And also, if you're not married and you have a trick, if you know somebody that's been using a particular trick and it has been working, please drop them in the comment section for me and other people that are in this category to also learn. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned one or two. Even though you not learn one or two, I hope you're going to learn it in the comment section. Thank you for stopping by and watching this video. See you in my next one. Bye.